Huh?
Dr. Sijab Pare, the scientist who has discovered almost 27 species from J&K, has a great contribution in science and entomology. I have with me Professor Sajjad of Yale University. He's a great Kashmiri. He has stood by his Kashmiriyat and has made Kashmir a famous brand in US and Europe. His lectures are prominent in Columbia, Harvard, Massachusetts, and Oxford University.
Rutgers and University of California.
Rutgers and University of California. Yes, Dr. Sajjad is having a little smile always whenever he begins a lecture. He always smiles at his students, so he gives a comfort level. So similarly, he uses this his technique of smiling. Dr. Sajjad, can you please begin by how have you come this long being a professor of entomology at Harvard University? Hailing from a humble village in Kashmir, which nobody knows of, which was famous for Ikhwanis and all that stuff. How do you see yourself in Harvard?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, and thanks, Dr. Imran. Uh, I started my journey from University of Kashmir where I studied zoology and my emphasis was in entomology. I did a little project work on high altitude entomology where I studied some insects that were dwelling in high altitudes. Then, completing my masters, I moved to PhD degree and I chose another university, that's Punjab University Patiala, because I was interested in studying the insects. So the particular university was very known for studying the insects. So I chose a guide there, Professor M.S. Saini. He gave me an opportunity to work in a project that was on some major insects like on Lepidoptera, Hymenoptera, Diptera and Coleoptera. I started working on that. And in the meantime, the said professor gave me a research problem on caddis flies. It's basically one of the insect order on that's known as Trichoptera. Because these there was Trichoptera because they have the long hairs, they have the body hairs. Okay, and then I started working on the Indian caddis flies, starting from Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, then moving to the northeast India like Guwahati, like the other Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim. In fact, they were the beautiful place and a huge diversity of insects are lying in these areas because these areas are still unexplored. So I started working on these areas and I got an opportunity to work the caddis flies as well as other insect orders. So I started collecting. Then finally, after analyzing these insects in the laboratory, after 2 years, I found that there are lots of many species that are still lying unexplored. So I got an opportunity to work on those insects, and finally, I proposed a research problem that I'm working on 4 species that were totally different. When I communicated with the world scientists, they analyzed it, they authenticated it, and communicated to me that, of course, these are new species. Then this is the journey when I start working on the new species, describing old species, and reviving the whole caddisfly species.
Absolutely. You must be feeling honored to represent Kashmir at a level where it's very difficult to break in as a scientist. I have heard how you have struggled in life. You would not have money to basically go to university sometimes, and you would be hungry for days together. How do you view that past?
Yeah, of course, you are true, Mr. Dr. Imran. In my MSc work, I didn't have money to go for a recharge because my mobile was, I didn't have money to call a person, to call a friend. So, Alhamdulillah, this was a small tenure of my life, 2 years. Then started my PhD work where I first received the amount, then I started research work because when I joined the project, I received some 6,000 rupees as a monthly fellowship. Then this financial problem it slowly vanished.
So, what do you look forward to do in Harvard University? Because there are students from across the world. How will you connect with them?
Yeah, Harvard is the best place to go for teaching as well as research. I see here in Harvard University a lot of opportunities are like here for the people of this region because still a lot of areas are unexplored in this region too.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anyways, all the very best as you
Thank you, Mr.
pursue.
Irfan. Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thanks a
much.
lot.
Thank you.